Hello! It's a really hot day, but I've got the windows shut because they're digging up the road outside my room and I don't want the noise to interfere with what I'm recording, so if I should start to melt at any point during the video, please let me know. Today I'm going to be reviewing Darren Shan's forthcoming book, Birth of a Killer. For every vampire, the end is just the beginning. Except apparently they don't even have to get killed in this book to be turned into a vampire, so technically it's not the end at all, it's really just the beginning again. Hello! Anyway, Darren Shan is quite a well-known author who writes horror books for teenage boys, or young adults as it's cool to call them now. I'm 23, so I don't think I'd call myself a young adult anymore, I'm more of just a responsible and upstanding member of the online community. Birth of a Killer is the first part in the saga of Lartin Crepsley. It may be worth noting at this point that Lartin Crepsley is actually an anagram of scary repellent. But having said that, it's also an anagram of clearly present, or indeed parsley lectern, so we'll let that go. Lartin Crepsley is, as the back of the book informs me, the mentor for Darren Shan in the original Saga of Darren Shan series. Darren Shan is a character in the books and also the author of the books, which you'd think would be a bit self-indulgent, except for the fact that he's writing under a pseudonym and his real name is Darren O'Shaughnessy, so we're okay there. Chapter 1, it says in a spooky font, and then continues in an equally spooky Times New Roman. Lartin is described as being a boy with orange hair. He's quite lanky, he doesn't eat very well, he's got several other siblings, and he lives with his cousin. Crucially, at this point in the story, he is not a vampire yet. A few chapters after the start of the book, he has to go on the run, and that's where he meets the vampire who becomes his mentor. He doesn't turn him into a vampire yet, Lartin's just his human assistant. His mentor's name is Seba, they travel together for a while and eventually pick up another assistant called Westley. Sorry, Wester. Westley's the guy from The Princess Bride. I'm an adult, stop confusing me! But suddenly the book cuts to 8 years later and they've already been vampires for about 5 years. Wait, what? Now forgive me, but that is skipping over a rather important part of the story. You don't buy a book with unless there's involved. I assume he left it out because he went into enough detail in the original saga. And in any case, in Darren Shan's world, you don't get turned into a vampire by getting bitten. You get your fingernails chopped off and you get their blood pumped into you through their fingers. I'm not entirely sure how that works biologically, but then I never get to find out because it's not described in the book. I'm sure people who are familiar with the series will want to skip over that part entirely, but for me it felt like it was missing. It's getting too hot in here, I need airflow. I think they've stopped drilling. Yes, there's a jungle scene painted on my cupboard. But aside from that, for a novel for young adults, it was really good. The story was very compelling, the characters were reasonably complex. They get around the fact that the protagonist is a vampire by saying that the vampires are essentially noble and don't kill anybody, but there's a breakaway sect of the vampires who do kill people. For anybody who's not a teenager, it's quite an easy read, you can get through it in about a couple of hours. There are spooky moments in it, there are fun moments in it, there's some genuine imagination at work here. So all in all, I'd say I give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks to Waterstones for sending me the book, thanks to Darren Shan for writing the book, thanks to you for watching, see you next time. I've also got some important news, and for that I will need the guitar of important news. Today's important news will be told in the form of a polka. This is some important news in case you haven't heard. I bought my plane tickets to the USA, I leave September 3rd. And with my lady love I'm living until New Year comes around. I'm dancing the happy dance, so dance along now. La 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 la. La 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 la.